$1,300.
How much money did you bring with you?
I brought $1,300.
How much did you give her?
$1,200.
Tell me why.
Because it's an older car, it had higher mileage, so I talked her down on the price.
But you gave her $1,200.
Yes, ma'am. He drove back and forth to work a couple times, and in the midst of working an 8-hour shift, the car went dead. I had to get it jumped.
Okay. On what date was that?
10 days after that we had purchased it, so it was the 25th that he realized the problems, because I remember the phone
Just
calls
a second.
we made.
And this car doesn't have any guarantees, warranties, anything else? You bought a used car, you bought an old car for $1,200. 10 days later, it stopped running. You know, she's not responsible for that, right?
Yes.
Right.
You agree?
Yes.
So I rented a U-Haul and towed it 5 hours down to my mechanic. He fixed it. He called me, told me it was done. But between the kids being in school and me working, we couldn't get down there right away to pick it up.
How much later?
A couple weeks.
It was approximately probably a month later.
Okay, so now it's at least a month and a half since you purchased this car.
Yes.
Okay.
My mechanic came out and told me that Miss Mackey came and picked it up, paid the bill and picked the car up and took it back home.
Ball's in your court.
On the 6th day after he had the car, I think July 21st, he texted me and told me that be prepared because I'm going to get $400 in parking tickets in your name. You sold me a lemon.
May I see that, please?
Yes.
Did you check out the lemon law in Minnesota?
Sure.
What did you mean when you threatened her you will be getting $400 worth of parking tickets in the mail?
I said it over anger because I contacted her by phone and told her that the car is having electrical issues and can you please do something to help me. Her comment was, you bought the car for me, it's not my issue, it's your issue now.
She's right, unless Minnesota has a private lemon law.
So it was created to protect when you buy or lease a car that is still under the original manufacturer's warranty, not intended to eliminate all problems you'll ever encounter with your vehicle or from private parties. But if the private party, if it was still under manufacturer's warranty, it's
Well, not a $1,200 car.
Exactly.
Okay, so you bought the car as is, you were having trouble, you drove the car home, you drove the car to work a few times, and what you did was you did not register the car in your name, even though she had given you the title and the papers, and you threatened her that since the car was still in her name, you were going to leave it all over town and get parking tickets, which would have affected her.
Right.
Right. You expect me to help you?
And she at one point had told us that she would give us the money back for the car. If we were to give her the car back, we said, no, we want to register it. We're going to register it.
Oh, just a minute. So she said, I'll give you the money back for the car. And you said no.
We had had the car at the mechanic at that point.
I don't care where you had the car. She offered you your money back for the car. You were, in effect, making her a guarantor for the car by not registering it in your name so that if you got tickets or anything else, it would be in her name. She would be the one who was penalized.
Yes, and
Yes?
we had,
Yes?
when we...
Good. You just made yourself an extra $1,200. You had the car from the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th. He drove it to work several times. You had the car in the mechanic for a month. You still had the title. You were still capable of transferring the title.
This is the title that she gave us. And on the back, it states where she signed it for the $1,200 that we paid her.
May I see it?
And their name. And we took it to the DMV to transfer it into our name and found out that she had called 11 days after we purchased the vehicle and requested a new title so we could not transfer it into our name.
Oh, well, that's possible. That's after your husband's text. You bought the car July 15th. July 16th, it should have been registered. 17th, it should have been registered. 18th, it should have been registered. 19th, it should have been registered.
I even offered to pay for the title transfer so that they would get it out of my name.
Whatever it is, you didn't get the car out of her name when you were supposed to. You threatened her to encumber her license and her other vehicles when you had no right to do that. You have to pay her for some of her trouble. Because the trouble was caused by you.
I had to pay the mechanic to get the car out. It was just
How much did you pay?
It was just a brake pedal sensor. It wasn't an electrical issue. It was like a small fix. But his mechanic charged $291.55.
$300, so that's $900. And you had to go to the mechanic. And how far is the mechanic? He took it to a mechanic that he liked.
5.5 hours away.
5.5 hours away. So you drove 5.5 hours one way and 5.5 hours the other way?
Correct.
Is that right?
Yes, it was a long drive in Wisconsin.
You get nothing. The case is dismissed. We're over.